Hey guys, and welcome to Dog Life. I'm Kim Pachati.
And I'm Christina Borders.
And we're so glad to have you this week. We are traveling. We're going around.
Road trip.
Yeah, road trip. Lots of road trips for you.
Yep.
With the summer months here coming, and we wanted to kind of, see where is great places to take the dogs. So we've done a bunch of different little segments. I think we've got 7 or 8 different places that we visited. So they're just going to be short clips throughout the show that you can kind of see where it is. And so we found some different stuff, some actually really cool things.
Yeah.
I thought. I even found, which we weren't able to include in this episode, but there's a church that you can take your dogs to. So that's kind of cool. So we'll include that actually in upcoming one.
Yep.
We also did a special tribute. You worked on the segment for
Pilots and Paws,
Right.
which is an organization that helps rescue dogs and transports them to different places around the country. So that's really cool.
Right, and these are pilots that volunteer their own time. So we actually have one pilot's story in his own words. So it's kind of it's a touching story, and they do a lot, they give a lot. Let's see what else. We found some favorite Instagram clips that were just kind of cute. We kind of threw that in there. I'm trying to think what else.
We're going to make some snacks for the road, too.
I forgot about that. I'm the one that does the cooking, and I forgot about it. Anyway, that's right. We made sweet and savory.
Yeah.
Sweet and savory.
Sweet and savory.
We made granola, and we made hummus and veg, which is really good. So being able to go on a trip and be able to take some healthy things, because a lot of times the kids, they grab the bag of chips and so forth, and then they're feeding the dogs the chips, and we all know that that's not what's supposed to happen. But little kids just like to feed dogs our food. So let's give them something healthy so then the dogs can have it healthy as well. So let's watch our first up now, and we'll get ready to go. Traveling with our pets is more widely accepted as hotels, restaurants, and airlines are recognizing our pets as one of the family. Traveling with your dog has so many advantages, whether it just be to the local store or a week-long trip to the beach. The stress that pet owners feel when leaving a pet at home is now a thing of the past for those who venture that vacation with their pet in tow. The key to a successful adventure is to plan ahead and think through the scenarios you may encounter while on your trip. Having a travel bag just for your dog with all their essentials is critical, along with those proper ID tags and emergency vet contacts for not only where you're going, but if driving, stops that may be needed on the way. If traveling by plane, some airports have relief stations inside, and some airports like Atlanta even have a dog park. So whether you travel by land, air, or sea, don't forget to have plenty of toys to keep your furry friend busy, and they're not wondering like the kids asking, "Are we there yet?" Okay guys, I figured with our episode on traveling this week, we're going to do a little bit of sweet and savory. So first up, we're going to do our savory ones. We are going to make some snacks that we can take on the road. We're going to make some butternut squash cheese crackers, and then we're going to make some hummus. 3 ingredients of this, super easy. A half a cup of sharp cheddar cheese. You can use mild, These kind of, they have that taste like if you know those Cheez-It crackers. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna incorporate that just a little bit here, and then we're gonna add in 1 cup of our oat flour. Now don't forget, oat flour is gluten-free, and that's it, 3 ingredients. Super, super simple. I'm gonna mix this all up, and we're gonna go let it chill for about 30 minutes. Okay guys, we are back. We have our dough that is chilled out, and I kind of flatten it down in a little bit of saran wrap. And then easy thing to do is, even if you can get it started going just a little bit before we take it out of the saran wrap, I'm gonna show you some easy way of doing this so you don't have to worry about getting your hands all messy. You don't have to worry about a lot of extra flour, because if we don't have to use it, there's no need to use it. So we're gonna throw this down. We're gonna put it right on that parchment paper, just like that. Then we're gonna take our other parchment paper on top, and we are just gonna kind of go as much as we can. The thinner this dough gets rolled to, the crispier your crackers will be. If you wanted to, you could actually easily substitute out the butternut squash with any other squash, zucchini, you know, the yellow squash, acorn squash, anything that you want to do. All right, so then all we have to do is pop it right on our pan. Take our top parchment paper off. I like using my ravioli cutter. This is like a great tool to cut, and I'm just gonna cut strips with them, just like this. And we're gonna leave them right intact. And all we have to do is bake them in the oven. And we're gonna bake them at 350, and we're gonna let them go for a little bit to get them all crisped up. We're just gonna loosen them up slightly, so this way our edges kind of go through, and it doesn't matter how close they are or not, they're not going to spread. There's no baking soda, baking powder, or anything else like that to make them start to rise or spread out further into your pan. Put them in the oven, let those go, and now I'm going to get started on our hummus. With our hummus, we had just basically have 1 can of garbanzo beans, and the secret ingredient into hummus to make it very creamy, and so you're going to love it, is put in a couple tablespoons of cream cheese, or Nufato cheese, which is actually just a little bit lower in fat. But that gives it a nice little airiness, and it's got a great, good flavor to it. We also put in just a little bit of garlic powder, which yes, dogs are allowed to have it, because a lot of times garlic, what that does in some very small amount, helps with foods and ticks. So that's another good thing. And then we're going to add a little bit of olive oil. So let me get this all blended up. Guys, look how awesome this came out. I'm so happy with how everything looks, and I think Mickey is just as well. Pick your roasted vegetables. You can do whatever you like. We did the red bell pepper, which has got, it's the miracle vegetable for us and for the dogs. It's got wonderful things it does for all of our health benefits. It helps our heart, helps our blood pressure, all kinds of stuff. Butternut squash in our crackers, great for the immune system for the puppies. And of course then our hummus, it's got great protein. You know, it's not the garbage snacks, and we don't need them, the kids don't need them, and the dogs don't need them, right? So Mickey's ready to taste. So we're gonna taste them together, and I love dip. So Mickey, we're gonna get a little bit of this. Me first? You second? You gonna eat it? I think we're puppy approved, guys. So just another recipe you can share with your dog.
Traffic, Clear 773 Romeo, departing runway 36, for Charlie traffic.
Oil temps, oil pressures are all good. Here we go. My name's Derek Hikus. My wife Kim Bemis, and we're volunteer pilots for Pilots and Paws. I'm an airline pilot by trade, so I fly for a living, and for a long time I always felt like there was no reason for me to fly on my days off. You know, going to the airport was like going to work. So I didn't do a whole lot of general aviation flying, didn't fly small airplanes for over 25 years. And then I started seeing some posts that a friend of mine shared on Facebook about this organization, Pilots and Paws. I thought it's a really good way to use the skills that we have as pilots to give back. So that's how we got started in doing this, and it's some of the most rewarding flying that I've done. a lot of people don't realize in this type of flying that pilots and Paws pilots, we're all volunteers. So all of us, there are roughly 5,000 volunteer pilots for Pilots and Paws have moved over 150,000 animals since the organization started in the mid-2000s.
When you're traveling with your puppy or your grown dog, maybe think twice about stopping at rest areas for potty breaks, especially when you're with your puppies because they're not fully vaccinated yet. Remember that this can be a place that's just a kind of a vector for illness and disease. You never know what dog's been here, what they've left behind, so be careful. Stop at business parks, maybe even a McDonald's, a fast food restaurant, something like that where dogs don't necessarily frequent and the area is a little bit less scary in terms like that. So now you know.
Hi guys, we're staying in our traveling mode. We need some snacks to take on the roads, so we are going to make some granola clusters. Super easy to do. We're going to go 1.5 cups of regular oats, 1/2 cup of unsweetened coconut, 1/2 cup of sliced almonds. Easy enough. We're going to mix all that up. And we're also going to add in our warmed maple syrup, a little bit of coconut oil, a little bit of coconut sugar, and a little bit of vanilla. The secret ingredient to this is actually 2 egg whites. We're going to put that in there because it helps make the clusters. It helps bring it together when we bake it. We're going to take our 2 egg whites, put that right in there. And as you see, I've got blueberries. I'm going to put the blueberries in as well, which I actually, fresh blueberries, I just dried them in the oven. You don't need to get dried blueberries or any dried fruit because it's full of sugar. This is super, super healthy because it's the natural stuff. We're going to mix this up in. Got ahead of myself there. Mix those egg whites in. And then we're going to kind of gently fold in our blueberries because we don't want them to get all bursted all over. All right, so all we're going to do is take our baking sheet lined with our parchment paper. We are going to spread this out on. I'm going to put it in the oven here, and we're going to bake it at 375. Okay guys, I'm here with Zoe, and she's going to be our puppy approver of the day, right? Do you think you're going to like it? I hope she does. But super easy, like I said, throw it in an airtight container. You can put it in a mason jar. Wait a minute. I guess we are already puppy approved. Whether you like your granola chewy or soft or crispy, all depends on how long you cook it, how long it is. But there's just another puppy approved canine treat, or actually our treat that you can share with your favorite canine. The 3 top ways to get your puppy to learn faster. Number 1, play with your puppy before you train, after you train. Number 2, keep your sessions short. And number 3, when you're done, let them take a little nap. That's when they remember everything you taught them. That's just another Empowered Puppy Bite.
Hey, what is this thing? It kind of looks like a bug. Oh, what? Oh, it's weird. Oh, it's weird. It's weird. It's buzzing at me. Do you know what it is? I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna touch it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I just gotta get brave. I'm gonna get brave, and I'm gonna get it. 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 Hey, just give me that bug. What are you doing? You're just messing around. Give me the bug. You gotta be serious if you're gonna play with cicadas. I'm taking it with me.
One of the questions we received from a viewer was, what is the best way to travel with their dog in the car? So I wanted to address that in a couple different angles. From the standpoint of, first of all, you have to take in consideration what type of dog you have. If you have a small dog, large dog. But you also have to take into consideration the dog's personality. Some dogs are fearful of the car. Some dogs don't mind the car. So it's not a general answer. So what I need to tell you is you have to condition your dog. If you have a dog that is fearful and not sure of it, and you know you're going to plan on work with that dog, work with that dog months in advance. Take it slow, take it baby steps. Try different spots in the car. Sitting with the dog, having the dog. Don't just go throw them in a crate in the back, and because what's going to happen is they're going to get very nervous and very scared, especially puppies. Puppies, when people come to pick up their puppies from us, we often tell them, hang out in the back seat with them, have 2 drivers, or two people, I should say, one that can drive and one that can, hang out with the puppy. Just get a nice blanket, get it comfortable. But remember also, with summertime travel, you don't really want those thick, heavy blankets like this because it could also make your dog hotter. So there's a lot of variables. There's not a general answer. The biggest thing is think of your dog, practice if you need to. If you've got a dog that loves the car, make sure that you bring chew toys. Actually, really, for whether they love the car or they don't, because chewing is a stress relief for dogs. Just like Sully over here is trying to get my microphone out of my back pocket. So chewing is a stress relief. Have plenty of stuff to do. Obviously, you need your water. You need paper towel. You need poop bags. We talked about in one of the segments on here, don't stopping at the rest areas to go to the bathroom. Avoid the airline crates if you can. If you don't have, if you have to take a crate, take a wire crate that the air will circulate through. It's very hot for them. Cars get hot very, very fast. They get cold very, very fast as well in the summertime. You're not getting treats out of my pocket, little stink pot. He's ready to travel. So take it slow. Think it through. Make sure you have all the necessities that you need. Plenty of food, plenty of water, paper towels, blankets, towels. Remember, a first aid kit, you never know what could happen. What happens if your dog jumps down and rips his nails? Septic powder is a wonderful thing to have because it stops that bleeding instantly. So these are just a few things. Have great travels. So what was your favorite place to visit?
I thought the paddleboard thing, the lazy dog paddleboard and kayaking, that was really cool.
There was so many places. The place in Bentley's in Savannah, old historic tour. There was a lot of things that we found for a lot of different ages and a lot of different people. A lot of fun things that can be done with your dog. So just make sure that you check ahead. You make sure that the hotel reservations. That's one thing that I really kind of found was very different in a lot of the research we had done. Some hotels have a lot of different rules where they really don't cater to your dog, and then some hotels, like leave
all
bones
out.
on your dog's pillows, kind of a
yeah.
thing. So really kind of check and make sure that the hotels and accommodations that you're staying at, also the campgrounds do have rules as far as specific dog sizes, breeds, if you can leave the dogs, if you cannot, whether you're renting like an RV or something. Some of them say, you can't leave your dog in your RV while you're gone. So you need to make sure that, all your bases are covered. And that's the biggest thing, is just plan ahead. You'll have a great time. And we're glad you guys joined us this week. Send us your pictures and videos. And as always, have a great week. We'll see you soon.